conversation of these moves right here.
Liturgical dance.
Yeah, that's it. That was liturgical.
Yeah.
That's not liturgical.
Come through liturgical. Yeah.
I ain't seen the flex. I ain't been to church in a minute, but I didn't know.
Don't hate it.
I didn't know that they was.
You know, majority of all those moves started in the church, though.
They did.
What about that body roll?
That was a spiritual snake move.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, spiritual snake.
Yeah.
All right, I
There's
got
a story in the Old Testament where a plague hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they needed to raise the snake up. And everybody looked to the snake.
Okay.
Healed.
Okay.
So that's where it came from.
Oh, you sound
that
like
spirit.
that sound
off of them.
like a little bit like when Medea had told the story.
Oh my God.
You talking about the prophetess?
Oh, the prophetess Medea.
Prophetess
like
Medea.
that.
Okay. I'm with it.
Yeah. Well, we are so very glad that we are here again. You know what I'm saying? We can't get enough of this. Today marks another day of us being I.A.G, and so that's always good with me.
I feel like we're so old. I don't even know which episode this is.
This is legit episode something. It's an episode that is
we used to count,
Yeah.
and now it's like I think we might be senior citizens.
So am I in an overflow broadcast?
No,
No, you're not in overflow. Yes, thank you, Jesus. The vegan cupcakes have arrived. Won't he do it, Jimmy?
Wait a minute.
Vegan.
Yes, Bite Cupcakes is
Yes.
in the building.
In the house.
Come through, Jimmy.
Yes.
We legit just started. You
The
know.
one thing I can say is that if they're from Bite, I'll even eat vegan.
Okay.
Hey.
Yes.
I don't want to interrupt. I just wanted to drop through and bring some good.
Say
Oh,
Word.
you gotta come over on this side because you know we angled and everything.
Is this her?
Come show your face.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Speaking of everything, it was Jimmy. What's up, bro?
It was Jimmy.
It was Jimmy. It was like, you know, my pastor has his book out, like he's legit dope. We were like, okay, yeah. He was like, no, like seriously, he's really dope. Clearly.
And I was like, I get to.
Right.
He's the man. I'm
I
telling you,
appreciate it.
having him on the show is first of all an honor. And this guy, you gotta hear Wisdom 31 every morning at 6 a.m. when you get your phone. It's a big deal. Like don't play around.
Okay. Got it. 6 a.m.
It'll be there when you wake up for those that are more night owlish.
Oh, okay, indeed.
Okay.
I just need
Well, which ones are vegan? All of them.
all of them are vegan?
No, those are.
Oh, so these are mine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, no, you don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I know they look plain, but what's inside of them is so good.
Okay.
Red velvet, white chocolate chip vegan cupcakes.
Won't he do it? Come through. Come through.
Just because they look plain don't mean they are plain.
Oh, and he showed up, you know, because he just had to leave one chef event to come through to stop through. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're doing it, you know? And then he showed up, because he didn't come on our show like that.
He didn't.
He didn't, you know?
He was flying with that.
It's like extra official, like he legit just finished those, like in the car and just drove over.
So we're going to need for a truck.
Come through.
Oh man.
We need a mobile.
SUV.
Yeah.
With that cupcake truck. I see one on sale. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmy, for stopping.
Yes,
All right,
thank
y'all,
you.
got it.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Pastor, you need to come on the show more often.
Blessings.
You'll have
Your greediness has spoken up some cupcakes.
Yes.
Because that shit, that is clearly what that was. That was
The desires of your heart.
Won't he do it?
the
Yeah.
eyes of
Or
my
maybe your
stomach.
stomach.
Well, that's a proverb that we're going to get to. Okay? That's
That's
in
the
the devotional.
30-second problem.
Oh, okay, absolutely. But guys, this is I.A.G Radio Show. We stand for Independent Artist Goals, and our mission is to ensure that we provide those of independency a welcoming and positive platform to showcase and share their artistry.
Yeah.
And we define artistry as whatever you're doing that is your passion, because that has to be some form of artwork. Right? And so let's get into what we got to talk about, because a lot of stuff is going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to give a major shout out to Moshe Music, because last Sunday was the Hurricane Harvey Relief Benefit Concert.
Trombones for Harvey.
Trombones for Harvey, exactly. And we were able to raise over $2,200.
Oh, okay. That's good.
That's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? And it was really a dope experience. I want to give a shout out to Dolores. She has an entertainment company, and she was doing magnificent things by bringing all these people together. And again, you know, most important to not flex when it's not necessary, but most certainly show up. And we talked about this before, and Issa Rae talked about it as well, in terms of, there's a tendency for us to always try to network up and versus networking across, because we all have something that we equally can grow upon, and there's no need to have the competition, and that's mainly what I.A.G is about, is to kind of cut out that competition and give shine to those that deserve to shine, and to start that platform and keep it going and keep it rolling. So it's always great when you have the egos at the door, checked at the door, and the cause is most important. So shout out to Moshe for all that he did. I can probably get some clips to show some of the things that transpired on this past Sunday. And number 2 big runner-up, because we're all about causes here at I.A.G, hashtag I.A.G cares, is the Heart and Soul Central Union Mission 1 million meals for homelessness, right? Homeless individuals, brothers and sisters, right? And so this happens annually. Last year was my first time participating in this great event, but this year is the second time, and then I get the opportunity to bring I.A.G as well. And it's a celebrity chef event where it's a Union Market, Dock 5, where basically tickets are on sale. You buy your ticket, you are given the opportunity to eat a plethora of different types of feasts and foods, vegan, popcorn, all these type of people will be there.
Non-vegan things.
And, and definitely it's a great cause. Again, I want to give a shout out to Minister Deborah Chambers, who's a strategic planning director for all of Central Union Mission, and they have been doing things for a very long time. And we are trying to now go ahead and set up so that we can have our I.A.G in the Move interview with Chef Rock, who is kind of like the person who kind of started the idea or partnered with them. Because, the biggest thing about homelessness is food, right? And again, it's like nourishment. And if you don't have something to eat, then you can't focus. How many times have you all kind of act legit crave when you are hungry?
It's called hangry. Yeah.
Oh, I legit get that, So, and it's not a God at all. So,
open up one of these cupcakes.
No, I'm going to calm myself down and wait, because the indulgence that I will have does not need to be on camera.
Patience is a virtue.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a proverb, but
I don't know. It's a virtue I've yet to virtuously acquire, but
I understand.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're striving for excellence, day by day, step by step, day by day. Yeah.
You don't want to finish it?
No, I don't.
Okay. You don't know the words. All right.
I was gonna harmonize in, but I didn't know.
People is there.
We'll get together.
We'll make it better.
The second time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think that's what everybody always goes to.
That's exactly. If we had that karaoke, we probably would make it.
That's like a throwback for real.
Yeah, that's from the TV show.
Yeah.
No.
That's the original TGI Friday.
Yeah.
Are you a pastor that doesn't watch TV?
No, that's not.
Wow, that was kind of hard.
Okay.
No, he just showed you the shoulders and the.
Yeah, no.
You said that was a liturgical dance.
What?
Oh, pop.
Yeah.
Okay. He a B-boy. He a former B-boy.
Oh.
Are we about to start showing age?
No, not at all.
No.
You don't look a day over 25.
Yeah, bye.
Come through, speaking in tongues.
I felt God in that.
He's always omnipresent.
Trying to smooth it over.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Brownie cupcake ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point is that this is this Wednesday, October 25th. I.A.G will be on the move there, doing some live footage and interviewing other great chefs. And there's a huge celebrity of people that are going to be like Donnie Simpson's going to be there, Michelle Wright will be there, like Leon Harris will be present.
Nice.
So it's just they were the first.
True.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she is very well.
Yeah, they are the first people to coin me as a celebrity singer. So I was like very honored to kind of have that, because the reality situation is you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but until somebody else
co-signs, a matter is established by two or more.
exactly.
When two or more are gathered.
Hey.
Okay, we will not be this extra churchy the whole entire show.
No.
So anyway, come through.
Oh man.
But moving on, we are really excited. On tomorrow, we are going to the secret listening party of Micah Robinson.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, and so we'll be doing some I.A.G. on the Move experiences there tomorrow as well. And it is secret. It's kind of like, don't say nothing. You got the invite. I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. It was not like, send me. They were like, don't send that location. No.
All right.
I just need the time and place.
Oh, I.A.G. Remember you changed that?
Oh, we had changed it.
But we're part of
Social media.
And then Gwendolyn Collins has her debut, I want to say kind of like a tour concert experience. It's on October the 29th as well. I know Daniel Bennett is actually going to be performing with her. He is actually Wale's guitar player, but has been doing a lot of work on his own. He's cool people, legit cool people. So Gwendolyn Collins is definitely an independent artist, and I would say is embodying the idea of if you don't have to wait for the booking agent to do it for you, start your own thing and start doing it. You know what I'm saying?
She's doing a lot. She's out there doing a lot.
Absolutely. And so, B, it's time with that T. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Hey.
B with the T, B with the T.
Hey.
B with the T, B with the T.
Hey.
B with the T, B with the T. B with the T. Here we go now.
We are getting more succinct with that.
With the B with the T.
And I'm really appreciating that. I just can't wait till we lay it on wax.
Okay.
They still okay, yeah.
Wait. I need you
I received it. Wow.
I need you to calm down a little bit on Pastor, like legit. Before he take about 5 of these oils over here.
We got enough oil in the building.
All right, clearly. Okay, you can have enough oil to be baptized right about now. Okay, not Chris, baptized.
Baptismal pool. Why are you playing with the Lord?
I'm not. I'm just saying, don't play with the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Because you gave him looks like
Be with the T.
like you about to review something real quick.
No, because he had tried to come for me slightly. I'm working.
See, that's why you need this devotional, because you need to get some wisdom at 31 and plus years of age.
Well, shots fired.
So last week it was story.
Okay, I'm like, I still love you.
This week it's you.
Be with the T.
It's all love.
Okay.
Go ahead, B.
Spill your tea. Just a little bit, just a little smidgen today.
Okay.
In other news, Jay-Z, actually he had a benefit concert for Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, Mexico. He did it like an all-encompassing thing. He did it in Brooklyn. Who was there? Beyonce was there.
J-Lo.
It was a lot of people. Too many for me to name.
Okay.
But there were quite a few people.
Was Chance present?
He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
He definitely wasn't, but Chance is always everything. So, I mean, he could have been doing his own thing in Chicago. He actually just got signed to something, but I wasn't even going to talk about that. But okay, whatever. Michael, I don't know if you guys watched Project Runway, but we're going to send our condolences to Michael Knight, his family. He passed away. He was a black guy. He was 39. So there's no word as to what has happened. He was looking a little sickly in his pictures, though.
Really? That was like the last season I watched.
He was looking kind of, I don't know if it was a cancer thing, if it was something else, but he definitely was on the sicker side of things. But yeah, he was a dope designer. He was designing for Sherry Shepherd. He did a lot of looks for her and everything, but he passed away with his family surrounding him. So we definitely want
like 39 years old.
He was 39 years old. So we definitely want to, send our condolences to his family, and that is it. I kept the tea short and sweet because, tea is sweet sometimes. So,
Oh, okay. It is, honey.
And my previous teas have been a little long-winded.
Well, this is time for us to go to our commercial break. I.A.G. radio show stands for Independent Artist Goals. And if you know of an independent artist who is doing amazing things and we aren't aware of them yet, please tag them. Let us know about who they are. Any form of artistry, we're most certainly welcoming of that and supportive of it as well. By all means necessary, you can reach us at iagradioshow@gmail.com, or you can just follow us on social media and tag us at I.A.G. Radio Show. We're here for you. That's where we are, and we are the plug.
I like that. Right. That's beautiful.
I want to give Sharice her kudos today. You are on it.
Oh,
you
thank
are
you.
on it today.
Thank you.
I'm a little proud of you. Fire. She is, I don't know, maybe, you know.
Boom like an 808.
I'm not getting that. Aww. There is love there.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Always.
So cute.
Especially since we're
Adorable.
cousins. Okay, what do you mean? There's no choice. Okay.
No, there is. Like I
Oh,
told you
okay.
before, you know, by blood, yes. Friends by choice. I choose
Girl,
you.
bye.
It's a lot of cousins I don't like. Let's
No,
be
she
honest.
said, I
Okay.
choose.
Please don't start doing
I'm right, because Becca would do this. She like, and you let me get right here.
Because it's a mutual dislike. So,
Ooh.
I mean, but you know, whatever. I love it now.
We love you, Bevan.
You better.
Okay, well. So, Torian, hip us to some tea.
Get hit.
Yeah, I just get him. So there's an artist. His name is Xavier Omar. He is super dope. He's an R&B singer, but he just bodies a lot of different genres, I think.
Okay.
One person said he's CeeLo Green and Anderson .Paak vibe sliced with Frank Ocean and The Weeknd with a dash of De La Soul and a little Luther Vandross.
I think I love him.
I can actually see what they're saying, but he has like his own sound though too. He's a military kid, so he's from all over, and he lives in Georgia, so he has like that dirty South sound. He has a little DC because he also lived in Waldorf, Maryland. So he has it all. Lived in Texas, so he has the Christian hip hop. Thing that's really big in San Antonio, Texas. So he has all of that going for him. So his sound is R&B, hip hop, trap soul, all of that. I think everybody should check him out and get hip. A lot of his lyrics are uplifting. He likes to celebrate women a lot, and he's a very religious guy. So a lot of his music is about love and forgiveness. So it's really interesting to how he talks about the human experience of attraction, love, and heartbreak, and all that stuff, and how your faith can help. In the end. So one of his quotes, he said, the forever message is that Jesus actually cares about our everyday lives. From that, you get love songs that lift us, songs from my dark times that recognize our brokenness, but won't allow us to stay broken. So it's kind of like, it's really interesting how he does it. But check him out. He has his EP out called Everlasting Wave. It's definitely a vibe. You gotta catch it. And he's going to be here December 2nd. And he actually had one of the Daniel Caesar things that happened to him. He had a show at Songbird Music House, got sold out, so now they're having to switch venues to the Fillmore. So he's going to be here December 2nd.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to happen to you.
Yeah, so let's get in this one song right here. It's called Grown Woman. It's off the EP, Everlasting Waves. Let's check it out.
Right. Skirt the color of flowers, swimming under the waves. Skirt the sound of my time, you see you run away. I love you are when I need, rising up, you working the ways. Not a rock, but she way more than a touch. She's a grown woman. I feel my love.
I was just trying to listen to like the lyrics. So sometimes, like if you close your eyes rather.
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes okay. I try. If you close your eyes or just stop and try to like zone into what the feel of the song is going on. So sometimes you be like, oh, the beat's hot, you know what I'm saying?
You
You
forget
forget what exactly it's talking about. So after you having that synopsis of who he is, where he comes from, and all that kind of jazz, I'm just steadily trying to listen so that most certainly will want to inquire more about his kind of artistry as well.
Yeah, definitely check him out. You can find him at Alexander Omar everything. So check him out. He's pretty good. Yeah, Xavier. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Because I'm the next artist who actually has submitted music to us to the I.A.G radio show.
It's wonderful.
It's Alexander.
Like we don't have everything pointed out.
Right. His name is Alexander. So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, we you are, and we will be our best friend and make sure that we come and support you, because that's what we do here at I.A.G. We want to be like the best friend to the artist, for sure. And we know who you are, so don't ever think that we don't. We just got introduced to you, and we appreciate you for that artistry experience. Now, again, here's another shameless plug. We at I.A.G. now have our sweatshirts available for you to purchase. I know it's kind of cold outside, maybe not. Who knows? The weather's confused just like we are. But nonetheless, you want to stay warm.
You do.
And what better way to stay warm without having I.A.G. on your back?
Because we have your back.
Absolutely. We are the plug.
Thank you. You
Thank
are
you.
good with this. I'm really, like, I don't know what you did today in your day today.
Okay.
You came and you were ready.
Thank you.
Was like, I'm super proud of you.
Right. So, thank you. I appreciate that. That's one thing we're changing. We are accepting compliments, because why not? Now, Alexander.
Yeah. He's the artist that submitted this song. And that was who, I'm sorry, slipped.
I really like it.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, his album is dope. He's a hip-hop Christian artist.
Don't trespass on the property. Look, I'm at the Dollar Tree, trying to get the most out of your 10 cents. I'm sticking to the blueprint, and no one knows where the shoe when I gotta find it. GPS was on a vacation, all caps quotation. I was in the numbers, who was wondering for so much, racing for the top position, but the shoes had no legs. It's funny, right? Used to be the funny type. Now it's early morning prayers when it's sunny bright. Be glad it's mad and writing songs, hoping to right the wrongs in the songs that I'm reading. Set the moon for the breathing ones. My oldest son tell me, Daddy, you're the chosen one. I just pray that he's right. The right moves got my situation prettier than ever. But it's not me. Put two and two together. Who is this in the mirror? I'm stepping closer to the image. Lord, make sure I pay attention to the line of scrimmage. Each bar reinvented from the last. Take time to digest the rotten apples from the past. Like I took a detour. The plans broke out on my Seymour. That's more to these Sarasota seashores that got made perfect. The top question now is inverted. I never show signs on the surface that I'm down.
I was just thinking, I was like, yo, is this Lauryn Hill sample?
Bars.
Yo, did he say something about the Walgreens? Did he say something about the Winn-Dixie or the Walgreens? Something he said. I was like, whoa.
My favorite line, it wasn't on that song. I don't think it was on that song, where he did a play on Cream, you know, Wu-Tang, Cream, Cash rules everything around me. But he said, Christ rules everything around me. I was like, oh, look at it. Look at it. I like it. That was like one of my favorite lines.
Oh, get it.
Yeah, that's Alexander. Definitely follow him. His album actually is called Connecticut, so check that out too. It's on SoundCloud. You can follow him on Instagram at winner_music.
Well, why not be a winner for Christ?
Amen.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
And in that order, we are grateful for Pastor Allan Gray. In that order. So, in that order, we heard about you through the grapevine of Jimmy, who came through, Jim Harris, who came through with the Nice Bite, Cupcakes LLC. And he was legit, changed by your testament, changed by your leadership and your spiritual advice. And, it's always imperative to have someone to be able to give you that clearance of saying, yes, this person here, they're on point, because I think, especially as being a PK, when you be around the church, you know all the times and the chimes and everything else of how people turn things on and turn them off. And it's really refreshing to be around people who are of God, that recognize that humor is necessary, that reality is real, that people have, things that they actually go through that doesn't look like they're always in the Bible, but they are in the Bible in some regards, but they can relate and provide some inspiration and testament and say, hey, I've been there too. This is how I was able to overcome this, and these are some tools that you can actively use. I'm not going to preach at you, but I'm going to preach with you and teach you. I think that's the biggest thing now. Stop preaching at people and start teaching. I think that will definitely if you give fishermen the ability to learn how to fish, you'll be able to eat for years. But if you keep on feeding them, they won't ever be able to get their own food. So we're glad that you are here.
You're following your mother's footsteps.
The clouds about to fall.
We We are just so glad and humbled that you are with us here at the I.A.G Radio Show Experience because, you know, you are our first. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You are our first.
Well,
Spiritual advisor. Looky, look. You said that. Looky, look.
She slammed that table.
This is the healing that's happening because it's from here to here.
Okay.
It's a whole different circumstance.
Okay.
But we are so glad that you're here. And so let's get into some things that you right now. How did you come up upon your calling and all your, you know, your gifts? Like, where did that come from? You know, were you just in the shower one day and you said, "The Lord told me I'm supposed to be a preacher"?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You do a lot. You're a pastor, you're an author, you're a motivational speaker. You know, you do a lot.
I mean, you're a liturgical dancer.
you saw
Spiritual voice.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, I got a couple other things going on.
A model.
Very
Wow.
For Christ.
Wow, for Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to get killed tonight. Yeah, I don't know where the first lady, who she is, where she
She's
at.
She's picking kids.
Okay.
She's
How you doing?
Hey,
Okay. Shout out.
Well, you know, to answer the question, and I won't do the long story, but I got my initial call. I heard the initial call at 15. And then after being in our family church and experiencing church hurt, as soon as I got to college, I ran.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get away from God. And what I realized, it wasn't getting away from God, it was getting away from church people who said they knew God.
Right. They don't know.
And for 10 years,
Yeah.
I did any and everything I could do to hide the call, to look different than what the call produces. And somewhere around middle of college, I got invited to a all-male Bible study on a Tuesday night.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah. Well, you know, after you've kind of worn yourself out with the world, you kind of start looking for other options.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
So I was kind of in that place where the world had clearly not been satisfying, and I took the invitation.
Okay.
Men's Bible study, I'm thinking, you know, a couple guys. It was 200 men in this Bible study.
Oh, wow.
And it blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. And never looked back. Re-engaged myself back in an honest, authentic relationship with the Lord. And have just been walking that journey ever since. When we began the ministry, we began with a very simple phrase, you know, real word for real people, handling real life. And that really just kind of stuck, and that became our mantra before getting to where we are now, where, you know, we're transforming the community into the kingdom, one person, one family, one block at a time. Because it's about relationships. It's about relationship with Christ. It's about relationships with people. And that's dynamic on both ends.
Yeah.
On both ends. No sooner do you feel like you've settled into knowing who God is, and then you hit that wall and you realize there's so much more you need to learn, and the humility that comes from how far away you actually are from Him, regardless of how long you've been with Him, allows you to really have the temperament and the proper spirit to deal with people in the dynamic nature that is this human experience. So that's kind of the long and short that kind of brought us here.
Okay, so the Lord was knocking, you know, like Tweet says, at your door.
Now, was this Bible study, was it Morgan? Because I think I saw somewhere where it said you went to...
It was while I was at Morgan, so it wasn't Baltimore.
Go Bears.
You go Bears.
My
MSU.
daughter goes to Morgan.
Yeah, MSU. Morgan was a wonderful, reckless, ratchet time of my life.
Yes, come to
Renee,
ratchet.
don't play with me.
Okay.
Bless you, baby.
Homecoming was just this past weekend.
It was.
It was.
150th.
Did you show up?
I didn't, and my name is Mud, because I was supposed to, and I had a lot of people. But the reason why I didn't is because my oldest son cut his dreads, which is a big deal after 12 years. Because he is looking to go to a military school for college. And this was a decision. It wasn't intended to be a military school choice, but they've gotten interest in him, so he had to make the decision on whether or not he was going to join ROTC, and if so, the deadline was Monday.
Okay.
So if he was going to do it, we had to make the hard choice and cut the dreads.
Yeah, that's more important than homecoming, honey.
Listen,
that's called future. Them if you got good hair, looks
baby, they're going to offer a scholarship.
Hey now,
We're talking about $55,000.
Okay, let's get this shape up going real quick.
Right,
let me help you.
Let me help you. Help me help you.
Absolutely.
Help me.
So talk to us about where the thought of Wisdom 31 comes from. Where does that stem from?
Sure. Well, I would love to be able to say that it's something profound and really deep, and I heard the Lord in the middle of the night or in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
But it really is. He does. I'm a witness, but that's not necessarily where this came from. There are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. And Proverbs is one of my favorite books. It is dynamic. It is simplistic. It is deep. It's confusing. It's easy. And it's something that regardless of where you go or where you are in life, there's a word there for you. And regardless of how long you've been with God, it still feeds you. So Proverbs is a book that I, for years, have gone to on an annual basis just to kind of recalibrate myself, to kind of declutter my own head, and check my own heart, and that's what it came from.
So out of all the 31 chapters rather, that are in Proverbs, why did 11:2 stick out to you?
Well, 11:2 just kind of summarizes kind of where my head and heart is concerning the overall.
Okay.
And I say that in respect to the culture. Everybody is on 1,000. Everybody is promoting their own thing. I think I heard you earlier talking about checking egos at the door in an effort to allow networking to be more than just going up, but it's critical that it goes across. And sometimes it's necessary to go down. You really don't know the wealth of what you have to offer until you try to offer to someone who needs what you had. And what 11:2 does is it causes you to understand that pride brings about a level of disgrace. Pride comes before the fall, but with humility do you learn wisdom. And we've got a lot of knowledgeable idiots.
Oh, you surely do. Now that's the word right there. That's probably the new slogan. That's the new hashtag.
Knowledgeable idiots.
Okay, knowledgeable idiots. Come through. Okay, look. That's Wisdom 31. That's what you need.
Little nuggets, just wrong way.
You better get these hashtags.
Hashtags and t-shirts. Hashtags and t-shirts.
Hashtags and t-shirts.
Hashtags and t-shirts.
Is he taking my job?
No, he can't take.
That's
So that's my thing. I come up with the little cute
Do you?
colors and stuff.
Well, you can have that.
She's really interested.
Hashtag and t-shirts. I like residuals though.
Don't. Are y'all over there talking?
No.
Talking in the background? Because I've never had the calling. So that's one artist. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I never thought that I could preach. Never ever. No.
Well,
But you can inspire.
It's the first night.
Well, I definitely. I know
The
that
first time for everything.
That's another little thing. I'm not gonna get that out. Okay. But anywho, so you could have written any type of book that you wanted to as a pastor. I know a former pastor of mine. He's written books, but marketed to teenagers and what they're going through. Why a devotional? What about a devotional? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it a devotional book?
Because we're busy. We're busy. We're on our phones. Our lives are consumed by everything. And we miss the simple things. So a devotional just seemed right. It seemed like the proper thing. And these are little small nuggets. It's nothing too deep. It's something that you can kind of get yourself in and out of within 5 minutes. I'm a big respecter of people's time. And I did not want something that you were going to have to carve out time for. Everybody has 5 minutes.
Yep.
When you're looking to get an appointment, look, can I get 5 minutes? There's an acceptable window for any new opportunity, and a 5 minute in 5 minute increments, that seems to be it. So it just made sense to do it as a devotional, as a way to introduce to some, re-engage others back into an authentic relationship with God that's not from professional Christians.
Yeah, that's that learned church behavior. Professional Christians know when to clap on cue, know when to start shouting on cue, know the run to use so people can be like, oh my gosh, she can sing.
Yeah.
Right? Know what what run, the chords to hit, them churchy chords.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
They bring the tambourines in the back.
Oh, right. Because, see, they're not going to be there for you in the way that you need someone to be there that authentically has gone through something. And I found that oftentimes people in church cover up things because there's this image or desire to appear in a certain manner. So being able to have a devotional is good for all the learned church people, because then it doesn't have to be something that they have to show off. It can be something that can be legitimately, you're about to wake up. Let me go ahead and read this real quickly. It's 5 minutes as you're saying. Let me sit down. I had a long day. I need to refocus, re-gear myself, get some more fuel to go to the next thing. Or the bills are really high and like I don't see no money coming in anytime soon. So I'm a little bit confused, God, about what you plan to do with my life right now. And I don't really have that linkage to be able to make that correlation like, oh, soon and very soon. I need soon to be here yesterday. Right? And so that's helping with the patience, that's helping with the guidance, that's helping with the knowledge that sometimes others can't give you, and you can't get through just a simple conversation with a girlfriend or somebody in the church who just wants to know your business.
And it's a consistency too. It starts to be a habit.
Right.
So every day you take that 5 minutes, even after you get through your 31 days, you might be compelled to continue for it. So it's a good start for someone. I can see it being a good start for someone that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So what that pretty much means, overseer, is that you need to get the rest 365. So start going ahead because you missing a few days, boo.
Well,
okay.
I'll tell you honestly, since you went down that road, the beauty of this is that we can start it over every month. Mm-hmm. What we've done in the construction of these devotionals is we only pick 1 or 2 verses out of each chapter.
Okay.
So literally every month we can come back to it. And pick another verse or 2 from the corresponding chapter of that day.
Okay.
And literally, we can get through the entire year. We're not doing it that rapid at first, but literally, this is going to be initially an annual thing, like we've been doing. But we can, because once you do get into that habit, depending upon which scholar you look at, it takes 21 days, some say 40 days, some say 60 days in order to create a new habit. And in those small little bites, it becomes a healthy way for you to recalibrate your life towards the things that God created you for. It really is an amazing thing in a small little way. So we don't have to be here for 4 hours.
Oh, good. I mean, it's always great to have something that's better and more realistic than a daily bread. Because you be reading a daily bread and you be like, wait, this ain't got nothing to do. Well, who are these people?
Who is Marcel?
I don't know.
And how did Marcel end up at the store?
I don't know. Listen, these ain't my problems. Okay, I need something that looks like me, that's been through something maybe I've been through, and can help me get through it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So come through with the Wisdom 31. But let's hit that music because it's time to get hit.
Yeah, this is Sean Johnson, Sean C. Johnson. This is Stop and Think.
I like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Stop and think about what he's done. He has gained so many blessings. Started with one, woke me up, yeah. Brand new day, did the same thing on yesterday. I take back for granted, yeah. It's not automatic. Still I got breath in my body. Tank full of gas as I'm driving on the highway. Soon, this I promise you, I will never lose sight of you. I will always give you praise. Will you ever?
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's like the Bible ride.
Yeah. It's like stop and think. Stop and think. Where would you be if it wasn't G.O.D.? Tell me what you feel about I.A.G. It says stop and think. It says stop and think.
I know.
Love it.
The
Did you feel it?
I did.
But did you catch out? Was hit me with that background though. I'm at the
Yeah. He definitely was in it.
He was ready.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Be you always what? Ready. Okay, come through.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to write these devotionals? You know what I'm saying? Was it a 31-day experience? Was it something that you said, you know what, it's about time for me to write a book? Now, after you figured out what you needed to write the book on, now how long did it take you to say, let me put this together?
I literally was not intending on doing a book or a devotional when we started these.
Wow. Okay.
It really was an opportunity for us to, as a congregation, just come around something simple. And we spent 31 days together just doing a video chat.
Wow.
And the video chat turned into the text messaging that we do now, where we picked, with each chapter was each corresponding day. And we just literally did one a day. And just from what we wrote in the day is where we kind of got the devotional book from. When it came to writing it, I wrote them every day. I'm a big proponent of staying relevant in the moment and in the spirit of the day with these in particular, because I think the beauty of this timeless work is that its relevance is in the moment. So I love the idea of being able to write them the day that we recorded them.
So this feels like is this an Audible?
Well, you have like well, Jimmy just said download your app, so you have an app out there that we need to
well, we've got it in a couple of different formats. We do have an app. We do have it set up where through our ministry we have a texting network.
Okay.
Whereas if you sign up via text, you'll be able to get what it is that we offer, and it sends it straight out to your phone on a daily basis. We have a web page that if you're not tech savvy, as some are, and you need to go to the internets.
Not the internet.
The internets.
Yes.
Then we're
the
there.
Googles.
The Googles. Google me. You can do that, and then on our Facebook page too. Right. On our Facebook page, we have all of them listed there, just in case you joined us in the middle of the month, or you just want to review any of them.
Okay.
So we've got them on a couple of different platforms.
So, if you had to pick a takeaway from your book, from day 1 to 31, which day do you believe is like your, am I Oprah, is your aha, your aha moment?
You know, aha.
Aha.
Aha. Taste the soup. Taste the soup.
Whichever three of those.
I would probably say day number 8 was an impactful one. Day number 8 dealt with really just kind of comprehending that wisdom is not hard to find if you know where to look.
Right.
Many of us grew up with the notion that you don't ask questions of people. You don't talk to strangers. And what that did was it really kind of put us in this shell where we weren't open to learn anything other than what we were spoon-fed by the people who were closest to us. And to a certain degree, that was protective, but it also could become corrosive in the long term. So wisdom in day 8, chapter number 8, verses 1 through 3, it talks about wisdom's call. The fact that wisdom has a voice and it's crying out because it's not a secret. But you have to understand the difference of knowing how wisdom speaks versus the way all of the rest of the noise communicates. And when you're able to kind of understand how wisdom works, then it allows you, and I sound a little bit like a broken record, to filter through some of the foolishness and the chaos that's here so that you can kind of streamline it. Just because they have a voice doesn't mean you need to listen to them. And we need to be able to insert, especially in this culture today, a discerning ear.
Yes. That's that Holy Spirit, because
It is,
everybody don't have that calling.
And I'll tell you, and that's really where this kind of comes from, and the reason why I love this work, because the Holy Spirit is the biggest tattletale in the universe. He tells everything, he speaks on everything. But the problem is the enemy has created so much noise that we can't hear him. And the Holy Spirit, wisdom, does not shout. He communicates with the greatest of peace. But when you got all of this other excess noise, you don't know how to listen. You don't know how to... And really, even in listening, it's not that you're really listening for him. You're just not listening to everything else.
Yeah, and that's difficult, especially if you're cluttered and if you aren't kind of equally yoked, not just with God. Like, if you ain't equally yoked, you're not going to be able to hear it, you know? But you do know when that discernment is there. Like, when you be like, hold up, something don't feel right. Yeah. That feeling is that wisdom that you might not have. That's what the grandmothers and prayed for you kind of experience.
It goes by many names.
And if I can kind of go back to something you had said earlier,
sure.
When we were listening to the first artist, you said, in order for me to really catch the vibe of the artist, it helps to close my eyes. And then you're able to kind of tune in. And it's small little things like that that allow us to be able, in noisy environments, just to kind of hone in so that we can navigate accordingly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Pastor, we wanted to take a little note from Breakfast Club. Every time they have somebody on faith on their show, they ask them to close them out with a little prayer. Sure. So we can ask you to close us out and bless us, the I.A.G family, all our independent artists out there that are listening.
With watching experiences of wisdom.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'd be honored. Eternal God, our Father, it is in the mighty and matchless name of He who is our Christ that we just are in awe of you. We stand in amazement of the voices that are a part of the I.A.G family. Thank you for these willing vessels who thought it not robbery to stretch themselves out on behalf of others, exposing themselves, making themselves transparent, so that others who possibly could not be seen, were not being heard, might, through their voices and their platform, get an opportunity to get some light. God, I pray that you bless these ladies and everything that they place their hands to. I ask that you bless this family with everything that they do. I ask that you expand their network, their reach, their impact, for your glory and their good. Thank you in advance for what it is that you're about to do. Give them wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment to make all of the necessary moves. And then every independent artist that comes here, expand them greatly for your glory. Allow their platform to be a catalyst for greatness. For this is our prayer in Jesus' name. And we all say,
Amen. Amen. All right.
I mean, well, darn. I mean, where's the offering basket? Listen, our GoFundMe begins right now.
Oh, man.
Our GoFundMe begins right now. So definitely, Josh is over here speaking in tongues / listen, don't forget this. Don't let them wrap up without you telling this one piece right here. Listen, brother, this is what you paying me for.
Right.
So what is it that he's trying to tell you right now?
pre-orders for the book.
Live.
They are live. Pre-orders for the book are live now. You can go to like us on our Facebook page on AllanHGray.com. You can go to Wisdom31.com and do the pre-orders there.
And they can definitely follow you at with the Wisdom31. The Wisdom.
Absolutely.
It's been approved.
It has been approved. The website has been bought.
Absolutely.
Josh made sure.
That's the one I'm talking about who approved it, huh?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
But let's get into this tea. Well, first of all, we want to thank you so much for being on our show. We really enjoyed you. You definitely were a joy to sit next to and chat up with and to learn more about the inspiration. So we most certainly ask that you keep us in mind when you start going, to hit it there. That you started at an I.A.G little table.
Yeah.
Don't despise small beginnings.
You'll have me back. I'll be back.
All right. We always need a word.
No, it don't matter what they say about you, babe. You're worth something to me. Don't sit and worry that you don't know where you're going. All you gotta do is let me lead. Ease your mind, put your hand in mine, 'cause I take care of my own. Whether or not you believe, I control everything, and you have to feel this feeling. No, I've already promised. My word has been proven. If I could be honest, there's no way that you could lose if you just trusted me. And I've always been faithful, always been faithful. I give you what you pray for. Baby, let's go and drop, 'cause I've already got it. Won't try. Don't speak the lie that you are not good.
I like that.
I heard a little something. A little somebody on that.
Oh,
Is that your friend to the show?
That's
Chelsea Green.
That's Maya Elizabeth's song right there. She has Chelsea Green playing the violin on that. It's a beautiful song. It's called Won't Drop. You can follow Maya at MayaElizabethMusic.com or at Maya Elizabeth Music on Instagram. So check her out. She's pretty dope.
Absolutely, she's pretty dope. And also, as a wrap up, don't forget next Wednesday is the Heart and Soul event that we will be participating in with Central Union Mission. It's really an experience for everyone that can be involved, for sure. Even if you can't afford to come and do the actual event, there's always an opportunity for you to come and serve just by you being present and handing out meals and being in the soup kitchen and all that good jazz. And shout out to Central Union Mission for striving for excellence and always being there when those that choose not to be present are not there. And then don't forget about Micah on tomorrow.
Yeah, right. If you have those tickets, we will see you there.
Yep. Absolutely. And as always, as we close it out,
I.A.G, baby.